This is Season 7 of the Team Roping Journal's podcast, The Score, the show that started it all in the whole podcasting game in team roping and rodeo. At 3 million downloads and counting, this is where team ropers talk, from our weekly short score episodes to the longer sit-down conversations that we get to have that dive deep into the personalities, producers, and horses that inspire the sport. This is where team ropers get their must-know information. Hey everyone, it's Chelsea Schaefer. Welcome to a bonus episode of The Score. This is a fun one because I get to talk to Ty Smith, who is my favorite person to bounce things going on in the horse market off of. Ty Smith is the CEO of Solo Select, a former team roper himself, but now they keep him pretty busy buying and selling amazing horses. So he gives me the 40,000-foot view on where things are going in the horse market, how positive things are right now. That's not a spoiler. Things are looking fabulous in the market. And then all the little micro details on what is in this upcoming sale for Thanksgiving Day 2024, which is Thursday, November 28th. The sale kicks off at 8 a.m. Central Time, and closes, lots start closing at 3 p.m. Central Time the same day. So it's one of those quick sales. Everything happens in one day. You don't have to wait around all week to see how things happen online on the Select online sale. It's one day. It's done, and it is always amazing. It's like, for me, it's like watching the big game. It is very exciting to watch on the Solo Select app on your phone all of Thanksgiving Day. I will be sitting there eating Thanksgiving dinner, refreshing the app, seeing how things are selling, because it is a lot of fun. There are tons of rope horses in this sale, lots of Regatta eligible horses, lots of Royal Crown, Ruby Pink and Ruby Buckle horses, all of it. There's something for all the barrel racers for sure, and something for all the team ropers. There's aged horses, yearlings, weanlings, 2-year-olds, brood mares, 3-in-1 deals where you get mares that are in foal and also have breedings back to one of the solo studs so that you could be in the solo incentive. So there's just a little bit of everything. Not a little bit, there's a lot of everything, because there's 182 lots in this sale. So if you are listening to this episode, maybe listen to it with the app in your hand or at your computer and be flipping through the sale platform so you can see what we're talking about. It's at bid.theselectonline.com. And here is Ty Smith. We talk every year, basically, on one of these, and we do an overview of where the market is. What do you think 2024 has done?
2024 has been a roller coaster. It's been a great year. It's been a great year through the whole, I guess what I would say, every sale from the very top to the very bottom. And there's been records set this year, and those records have been broke every year almost for the last 4 years. And so that's huge. When you have a scale that always is going up, that's unbelievable. But I think that's a contest of so many new people coming to the sport, of whether it's roping, cutting, reining, cow horse, ranching. And there's just a ton of new people, and that's what I think is driving the market.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the industry is doing a good enough job at bringing those people in, or like making them feel part of it?
I think we could always do a better job, Chelsea, but I think they are doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's trying, as much as they can, but, we want to welcome all new people to any, in any Western industry sport. And, I definitely think that we're doing a good job. I mean, I think we could do a better job, but in all, it's growing, and I think people are, excited, and there's nothing better than a bunch of excited people about an industry.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like Solo, you guys talk about the very best, and you guys are always talking about customer service. This is not necessarily intended to be an advertisement for you, but I feel like that is such a key point of
taking care of the new people, because there are so many new people coming in. You're experiencing it, I'm experiencing it. Like, just being welcoming, just having the answers to the questions. Because
I might not have every answer, and every answer might not be perfect, but at least try to give them a answer or guide them to someone that knows better than I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, with the sale that you have coming up, the Select Online sale, do you have a lot of new customers that go and buy horses online in the sale? Like new to the industry
We
folks?
do. You know, Mel and all the girls in the office, they do such a great job of advertising and stuff. And we have a ton of new registered bidders every sale, like a ton. You know, used to when this sale started, I would kind of know where all the horses went, you know, and now when I sit down after the sale and see who bought everything, you know, I might only know 10 to 15% of the people. Mm-hmm. And that's huge, you know, and it just makes for a great sale, and it makes, you know, for new people to be able to get on there and buy, call and ask questions, you know, have the confidence of buying online. And that's what we tried to make it, where it's very easy, very user-friendly, and, you know, and definitely have the availability to call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because anybody can still call you. They can call Mel. They can ask questions about these horses before the sale, correct?
100%. And we definitely try to, you know, put all the information on all of those vet statements for their x-rays and all that kind of stuff, where, you know, if they don't get us called, they at least have all the information they need.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how many. I was looking at one of the horses the other day just for kicks, and how many different x-rays that you guys provide is pretty nuts.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there's 182 items I'm looking on the website in the sale, about 150 lots, official lots. What are team ropers, do you think, looking for that are in the sale? What are the big ticket items for team ropers?
Well, it just depends anymore. You know, team ropers used to look for 3 and 4 year olds, but now they're buying embryos, they're buying weanlings, yearlings, 2-year-olds. You know, so there's a wide variety for anybody in this sale. You know, and that's great about the team roping now is there's such a market for every level in there. You know, there's some Gildens in there. There's some really good 2-year-olds in there. There's some, you know, some really, really good yearlings, embryos, all of it. And so, you know, there's a little piece for everybody in there.
Yeah. And as far as embryos, what does a team roper need to know before they buy an embryo? I feel like we're so new at this part of it. You can insure an embryo, correct?
100%. You can insure an embryo, and then, you know, there's a lot of these great rope horse mares that have embryos in this sale, and, you know, a lot of those people know those mares, and they would never be able to get those genetics without buying an embryo. And so that is the cool part is they can kind of pick their cross. And if that cross is on that sale, then, you know, that's their game.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. There's a Dark Side Metallic Cat. Metallic Cat is a mare Brad Lund showed.
Brad, he bought that mare for a customer of his in Kansas and rode her all the way through her career. I sold her and then bought her back and sold her to a customer of mine in Wyoming. And she had a dual race, make the open finals in the Staffel bit this year. And, you know, she's just had a great part in our program. And so we have some embryos this year available.
And then J-Lo's Glow, there's a Metallic Cat J-Lo's Glow. J-Lo's Glow is a Select Genes mare. And
100%. She was at Bobby Lewis's forever, and him and Joseph did such a great job of making her what she is. And, you know, and then now we get to breed her to, you know, some of the best cutting studs and roping studs there is. And you know, what a great mare. You know, she speaks for herself.
Yeah, and I'm looking, it's not like anybody can just go get a breeding to the Dark Side. They're already gone again for next year. And there are Dark Side embryos in the sale, and Dark Side embryos out of amazing mares too. Out of Metallic Cat, which is the one that Brad showed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then there's a bunch of Metallic Rebels, a bunch of Once in a Blue Boons. Are they crossing over? Are team ropers still wanting the things that are more of the cutting, more of the cow horse variety. Like they don't necessarily need to be the name brand rope horse studs still that the team ropers are enjoying.
100%. I mean, team ropers love a big horse that can move their feet, and they're hard to find now. Horses that have enough size that can still move their feet like a little horse.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they find those, then usually they get bought up extremely fast.
Yeah, and we were talking about things that are hard to find. There's a yellow Would-He Be Tough? There's 2 yellow Would-He Be Toughs in this sale, correct?
Yes, it's kind of a rarity. There's a baby, and then there's a Gildan from some of my friends in Utah. And that 3-year-old is a really, really nice horse. We've had him at the ranch now for a couple months, and Charles has been riding him, and he just says he wants to please.
And there's a Cyber Monday in this sale, which Cyber Monday, I didn't know about Cyber Monday, but I asked Ren, like, if there was a horse that he didn't own that he would want to breed to. Ren Richard said Cyber Monday. Tell me about Cyber Monday for anybody who doesn't know who Cyber Monday is.
Cyber Monday belongs to a ranch in Midland, and he's a favorite cartel, and he's definitely one of the favorites for breeding to the team roping horses. Last year was probably maybe his first year to breed some mares too strictly for team roping, but he had a hell of a race career. He had his first set of yearlings sold this year, and he's just an extremely nice horse. And we definitely will see some more team roping mares or performance horse mares breed to that horse this year.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. But there's a bunch that are now in the sale, like yearlings, 2-year-olds that are Reata eligible, that are going to be eligible for, your incentive they're not eligible for your incentive because that's for breedings for this year, but they could get them ready for yours in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And, like 70 Ranch has their production sale in there this year, and they have a little of everything from CJ had a stud that she had before. They call Cadillac. There's Malices. There's Feel the Stings. There's a little of everything. And that ranch has got really great mares and have crossed them different ways. And so there's a big, and CJ and Dawn Ham have paid all of the incentives up,
mm-hmm.
And then we have, there's one in there by the animal, and Cindy's done a good job with paying that up. And, there's some by some of our studs, and all the ones that you want to ride something by, there's some in there.
Yeah, I'm looking, I'm just as I'm scrolling through the sale, basically every stud, every sire is in most everything, and so that'll be the team ropers are really starting to understand that. It's been a long journey, but it seems like they're really understanding that.
Well, there's just so much money to compete for now, and one thing about it, money drives education, so it's a cool thing to watch.
One of the other amazing mares that is in the sale is Relentless Glory. She's not in the sale, but there's an embryo by the Notorious B.I.G. out of Relentless Glory. First of all, for anybody who doesn't remember Relentless Glory, because it's been a full futurity season, I suppose, since we got to see her, give us the preview on who Relentless Glory is.
So Relentless Glory was a horse that Trevor raised. Her career went with Miles and Trevor, and she did really good. Well, then we made her into a broodmare. She lives with us there at Solo. And Shane and Jesse of Southern Ranches bought an embryo for their black stud Notorious Big. And I think that'll be a great cross. And they offered it to the public this time, and I think it'll do really well, and whoever buys it, I think will be extremely happy.
Yeah, I was there at the ground floor when Trevor bred that mare and got Relentless Glory, and then Relentless Big Shot. The two, they were siblings in the same foal crop, and that was a Relentless Glory for anybody who doesn't. It's a metallic cat mare that is out of a what was the Popular Resort figure, right?
Yes.
And Miles did great on her. Miles was jackpotting on her when she was 4 and 5 because she was so easy and fun for them to ride. So that's going to be, and she's got quite a bit of size to her. So I think that'll be a fun embryo for sure. And the color possibilities are probably endless.
No doubt. I think it'll be a really good cross.
As far as brood mares go, are you seeing? I mean, we've talked about this every year. How are your customers on the team roping side? They need education, like you said, and that's been a big part of it. But there have been a lot more team ropers coming and actually breeding mares. Like if you said at the beginning, like they were wanting to buy 3 and 4 year olds, now they're buying 2 year olds, now they're buying embryos. They're bringing you brood mares to breed to big time studs as well. So
100%. And it all just depends on what their needs are. We have some people that breed these mares for themselves, for performance, to rope on and stuff like that. So whether they head, heel, rope calves, breakaway, we kind of cross them in that direction. Then we have the people that bring them here for, to resell. And so we're crossing the little ways, like we're crossing cow on cow, and we're crossing cow run, and run on run. So it just kind of depends on what the program is. We kind of just follow, make through the weeds. That way we know what we're getting and try to fit the needs.
Speaking of fitting all the needs, Late Night Mistress that Miles and Trevor rode, she sells in this sale Smoky Black by Late Night Stopper, and she sells with frozen embryos to Pride and Joy. Is that correct?
And she does. She's one of the prettiest mares ever.
Yeah.
Miles bought that mare and brought her by the ranch one day, and Mel and I definitely had to get in, and they've done a great job training her and stuff, and she'll just make a good asset to anyone's program, whether they want to continue her career or make a broodmare out of her. She's just you don't find them like that. They're just big, beautiful, very feminine, just a nice mare. And then Miles and Trevor put Gold Rush in there, which is a first down dash mare that I bought for them.
Yeah, I remember when they bought her, or when you bought her for them, they sent me like a whole bunch of papers of horses that they bought at one time, and I was like, that one, her papers are awesome.
Yeah, and Miles did a great job, getting her trained and all that kind of stuff, and she's in there. And then we have some yearlings that are by her that that way that whole program is available to buy, and it's just a cool scenario.
Yeah, I have people ask me about that, like, oh, why are they selling it if it's so good? And people, if you ask that question, you don't know Trevor, because, like you said, the whole program is available to buy at all times.
Every day. And that's the same way it is at Mel and I's too. So it works very well that way. Yeah.
I once had one that I asked that Miles had sold for me, and I said, man, I really don't want to sell him. Trevor, what do I do? And he just laughed and said, you're asking the wrong person that question, which is true.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, anything else that you think we need to know? We're getting ready to go into Vegas. The timing is this time of year to put all these horses in a Thanksgiving sale. What do you think about this time of year for people buying? Is this
I just think it's at the end of the year, and it's a good time. Everything, the embryos are fixing to fold out pretty quick. The weanlings are fixing to be yearlings. Yearlings are fixing to go off to get rode because they're fixing to be 2. And, and then all the performance horses are ready. So it's my favorite time of the season. With all the horse sales coming up, it's game time for me.
Perfect. Well, thank you much, Ty. I appreciate it.
Always. Thanks, Chelsea. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of The Score. Remember, the sale is this Thursday, November 28th. It starts at 8 a.m., starts closing at 3 p.m. Central Time. Register to bid. I will put the link in the show notes to register to bid so that you're not confused, you're not lost. And I will look forward to seeing which ones you all get as I watch the sale results on Thanksgiving night.